Well, I'm Jeff Blubaugh, the Sedgwick County Commission. Today, I'm here with Assistant County Manager Tania Cole. Tania, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Commissioner. I'm glad to be here. I really appreciate the invitation.
So I know we've known each other 8 or 9 years whenever I was on the Wichita City Council. I think the first time we ever interacted with each other is during the interviews with the appraiser whenever it was up 8 years ago, and we worked together on that project. So it's exciting to be working side by side with you at the county. So tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, family, whatever you'd like to share.
Sure. Thank you for that question, Commissioner. I appreciate it. So I always like to start with my background, that my parents immigrated here in 1960 from Holland. And so I'm first generation here in America. My brother and I were born in America, and my two older sisters, one was born in Holland and one was born in Indonesia. My father spent some time in Indonesia during World War II, and my mother is actually Dutch Indonesia, so she was from Indonesia. So they immigrated here in 1960 and came directly to Wichita, Kansas. And so I was born and raised here in Wichita, Kansas. I did spend some time in Southern California, about 10 years. When my dad retired from KG&E, he moved the family out to Southern California for the weather. But I came back here to Wichita to go to Wichita State. So I received my bachelor's and my master's degree from Wichita State and came to Sedgwick County and have been here for 20 years. I started out as a management intern and kind of moved my way through Sedgwick County. Started out as a budget analyst and then moved into communications as a community relations director, and then moved into project services, which deals with a lot of our capital improvement program and our leases, and then moved into facilities as a director of facilities, and then just most recently as assistant county manager over admin services. So I have a lot of background just in, of course, communications and then, facilities. And I will tell you, I hit 20 years this year and absolutely love working for this organization. So thank you for that question.
Well, thanks for sharing that. What a great story. And I know with the city, we had someone that worked their way up from a neighborhood assistant to assistant city manager. And it's so great whenever you see someone that they've touched so many different organizations, with small organizations within the larger organizations.
Absolutely.
So that's great to have that. So well, I'll jump right in here with the next question then. How did each of these positions help you prepare and transition to your next area of responsibility? Pretty similar to what I told you with the other position. You paralleled that same thing where you just kind of moved around within the organizations? Yeah,
so every position that I was in, I felt like they were positions that I sought after. They were positions that I really wanted to be in. There was something about that position that I really appreciated, that I knew that they would be kind of a career growth for me. There was something there that it challenged me either professionally or it challenged me my intellectual ability. But there was something there that I knew that even though it wasn't something that I could maybe step into, I didn't have all the experience that was needed. There was something that I knew I could always rely on the subject matter experts. And that's what I've kind of always felt like in all my positions, that I'm always leaning on the subject matter experts. And there's always, I always feel that when you're in those positions, always ask the questions. And I always felt as though if I do my research and I can learn, I can be successful in all these positions. And so, like I said, in every position, I aspired to be in that position. I loved the project management piece. I loved the communication piece. In our organization, there's 3,000 employees. We serve the 530,000 citizens, and every piece of that, whether it's communicating, being in communications and we're trying to communicate out to all of our citizens, whether it's our projects and our facilities, and we're trying to make sure that our assets are there for our citizens, whether they're coming to the buildings or it's our employees. It's always making sure that we are giving the best product for our citizens, that we're providing that excellence for our citizens and our community.
I think that's something we both share, is a 50,000-foot lens, where you can't know everything.
That's right.
But you've got to know how the small pieces fit together. and how that helps the overall.
Yes,
So,
that's absolutely correct.
where do you see Sedgwick County's biggest challenges currently as well as long term? And I'm sure 20 years of experience here, you're going to have some feedback
You
for
bet.
us.
And I think I'm going to share this with you as well. So, and this is totally coming from where I sit. It's really going to be in, of course, the infrastructure of our organization, and really, we take care of, I think, maintain and operate, I think, close to about 50 buildings. And so what you're seeing right now in our CIP is our space planning, and you've heard, at staff meeting we had in there for the DNA lab edition. So we have that going on. We have emergency management preparedness center. We've got that in our CIP. We also have the ComCare complex, and that's looking at taking all of our leases that we have for ComCare and putting that into one complex. That's been presented in CIP. And then, of course, we have what we're working on right now is, the Community Crisis Center. That's in design right now, and that'll go out for award for a contractor. Of course, in your district, we're helping the state with a mental health hospital. And then we'll come back to you here in a couple weeks on the admin building. And those are all, of course, those are all CIP, but those are all space planning that, we don't want to just fix the problem for, 5 years. We want to fix the problem for the future. And sometimes that is, that comes with a very large price tag too. So we want to do what's right. We want to do what's best. We want to do what's, for future long term. And so we're always trying to make sure that we give you the best information, the commission. We want to give you the best information so you all can make the best decisions for the community.
And I appreciate you doing that. It's one of the biggest differences I have noticed between the city and the county. We both have around 3,000 employees, but I don't know what exactly the square footage of city-owned improved space is versus the county, but I would think the county is substantially more.
It is
because,
substantial.
And we talk so much about real estate, buying, selling,
Sure.
leasing, renovating. I mean, it's just a big part of what we do, and I appreciate you doing that, and because there's just so many touch points with that real estate, trying to keep it up.
And I will tell you that we appreciate your background in real estate as well as Commissioner Wise, to be able to bounce things off of you too as well.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, I feel like we have very constructive conversations when it comes to real estate as part of the commission, because we do have such a business-minded commission overall with, Commissioner Beatty and his business, and Commissioner Meitzner and his background in banking and business as well.
Yes.
So it really helps have good conversations to where I feel like we do end up with the best result, through our discussions.
Absolutely.
So, okay, well, last question here. What is something that most folks don't know about you, hidden talent, recreation? I had no idea your background, your family coming in here in the 1960s from Holland. I wouldn't have thought of the 1960s as being a big migration time.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's great. So I'm going to be kind of funny here. So I saw a bumper sticker on a car the other day, and I thought, oh, this is so me. It said, "I used to be cool." So I just kind of laughed at that. There's a couple things. I was in the military. I spent some time in the Army Reserves. I was on the WSU rowing team. That's just a little bit. But, honestly, I'm kind of boring right now. I'm a mom. I've got 3 kids that I absolutely adore. I've been married for 21 years. And I honestly, on the weekends, I just try to spend my time with my kids and my family. I love to cook. My TV's always on the cooking channel, and I just love to travel, and I love the Chiefs. So that's about my life. So
I get that. I've got one that'll be a junior, only 2 more years left, and then the other ones, it just seems like 3 still at home.
Yeah.
They go. Time goes by pretty fast.
And you have a daughter that's in dance, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I have my youngest daughter's in dance. All my kids are active in FFA and 4-H, and just athletics, and it's kind of ironic. Even this fall, I've got one of my kids is going to Goddard, and the other 2 are going to go to Clearwater.
Oh, great!
And my daughter's actually going to play tennis for Hayesville because Clearwater doesn't have a program.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay, yeah.
Kind of looking forward to. It'll be exciting because my wife was a campus graduate, so it'll be
Yes.
interesting seeing her
Right.
play for
Right,
her old
yeah.
alma mater.
Who's your
so.
football team?
Well, it'll be for professional.
Professional.
It'll be the Chiefs.
Okay, cool.
But I really am more of a college football.
Oh, are
person.
you? Okay.
K-State
Who's your
all the way.
okay? K-State. All right. Good deal.
So,
Good
but
deal.
we generally try to take in a Chiefs game every
Yeah.
year. So.
Well, I say that about dance because my daughter is in dance too. So and
Okay.
she's going competitive this year.
Okay. Is this first year?
This first year. So I'm going to be a dance mom, and I'm not sure how to quite do that. So I may need some advice.
Okay. So we just completed a full year of competitive dance.
Okay.
And we went to Branson's for nationals. Now she just tried out this year. She's going to have a solo, a
Okay.
duet, a lot
Okay.
of stuff. So it's pretty intense on
Okay.
that part of
All right.
cheerleading. So that'll be exciting.
Okay, I'll be
follow
coming
up.
to you for some advice then.
All right. Well, thank you very much. If you'd like to reach out to me, best way is probably my email, jeff.blubaugh@sedgwick.gov.
And I'm Tania Cole, and it's Tania, Tania.Cole@sedgwick.gov. And I can also be reached directly at 660-9854.
Thank you very much for sharing.
Thank you so much, Commissioner.